Well, thank you, Madam President and trustees, members who've remained with us in person or remotely. October is National Principals Month. We know that leadership matters, and it matters most especially at each one of our 32 campuses. So I know everyone will join with me in the Ann Arbor Public Schools to recognize and thank our school principals this month for their dedicated leadership and their service to our students, our teachers and staff, our families, and our community. We appreciate all their efforts every day to ensure that our students receive an exceptional educational experience along with a safe and caring environment that supports teaching and learning. We would also like to recognize Ms. Angela War, AAPS social worker, for being selected as the 2019 Michigan School Social Worker of the Year. The award was presented to her recently on October 4th at the 52nd Midwest School Social Work Conference in Wichita, Kansas. The award is given to one school social worker from each state whose work in schools and communities exemplifies the highest quality of school social work services. There's Angela. Angela's passion, dedication, and professional expertise are just a few of the many reasons why she was chosen. We're fortunate to have Angela as a part of our AAPS social work team. Congratulations, I think everyone's heard by now, but many congrats to Community High School on their designation as a 2019 National Blue Ribbon School. In receiving this distinguished national honor, Community High School joins other Ann Arbor public schools that have been honored during recent years. Allen Elementary, designated in 2017, Angel Elementary, and Wines Elementary Schools, who were both recognized in 2015, and King Elementary School, a National Blue Ribbon School, in 2014. It is especially excellent this year because it is rare for a high school to receive this designation. A very small percentage, in fact, only 2 high schools in Michigan were awarded this year, and one of those was Community High School. We're so fortunate for the exemplary work at Community under the leadership of Dean Marcy and Assistant Dean Rebecca, and the exceptional performance of our Community High School teachers and staff and students. We just are proud of this recognition. The team is off to Washington, D.C., where they'll receive the award in person on November 14th and 15th. They'll also participate, it's a really excellent conference, they'll participate in professional development given by all the National Blue Ribbon schools from across the country. So it's a really great conference, and I know that the community team has plans in progress for a home celebration, and that'll be coming up, I think, around the 1st of December. Watch for our invites, we'll be sending them out, and that will be for all of our community, Ann Arbor community and community team to join together with staff, students, parents to celebrate this great award. You probably already know, but just in case you're looking for more activities on your calendar, the fall play and musical season kicked off last weekend. Huron players opened their production of Alice in Wonderland. Pioneers Theater Guild performs Matilda that begins on November 2nd. The Community Ensemble Theater will present the musical School of Rock on November 14th through 17th, and Skyline High School Theater will perform Shakespeare in Love, which runs November 15th through 17th. These, if you get a chance to get out, these are amazing performances. When you watch them, you don't believe that they're really high school students. They're just so extraordinary, and congrats to all of our drama teachers and all their support staffs who make this happen with our students. AAPS claimed 2 state championships. It was a busy weekend last weekend in sports. 2 state championships last Saturday in Midland at the boys tennis state championships. Pioneer and Huron tied with 27 points to both, so they both claimed the Division I title together. It's the 5th state championship for Huron since 2008, and Pioneer's first since they won, you will recall, 7 championships in a row between 2001 and 2007. In addition to the overall state championship title, Huron's Nick Grosh and TJ Bai claimed titles at number 2 doubles, Nikhil Gandikota and Vincent Tremonti at number 4 doubles. For Pioneer, Isaac Herringcall claimed the 3 singles title, Noah Vogel won at 4 singles, and Drake Malcolm and Evan Rupas won at number 3 doubles state championship. A dominating performance all around for the boys tennis teams at Huron and Pioneer. The National Scholastic Press Association, this is hot off the press today. They have named their finalists for the Story of the Year competition. The one and only finalist from the state of Michigan is Julie Hang, a senior at Huron High School. She was selected for her story in the Huron-Emory entitled Olympic Coach and Daughter Work with Huron Divers. Finalists will be recognized and the winners announced in award ceremonies at the National High School Journalism Convention in Washington, D.C. on November 23rd. Heads up that tomorrow evening, the 8th annual Ann Arbor College and Transition Services Fair, it's called Building Bridges for Students Who Learn Differently. That will be held tomorrow evening. It's at Huron High School this year. It's a district-wide event, however. This event brings together students from across southeastern Michigan and their parents with colleges and organizations that provide resources for students to be successful with learning challenges beyond high school. So we just encourage everybody to get out on that. I'm really proud of that event. President Mitchell has already noted it, so I'll be brief, but I absolutely want to highlight that the Delta Psi Omega chapter of Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority hosted their 2019 celebration of Black men. This is one of my favorite events of the entire fall, and I was just heartbroken that I had to be out of town and was unable to attend this year. Thank you, President Mitchell, for representing, and I believe perhaps other trustees were there as well. 5 young men from Ann Arbor Public Schools were honored as Young Men of Promise. Savante Daniel, Aaron Winston, Christopher Stevens, Malcolm Vinson, and Jonas Morton. We congratulate these remarkable young men on this achievement. I was unable to be there, but I wrote each of them a letter so that they receive that personal congratulations on this esteemed honor. I had the great opportunity to be with Ann Arbor Kiwanis on Monday. This was absolutely an inspiring event. Trustees, I don't believe I've been able to share with you all that the Kiwanis have redesigned their scholarship program this year to work differently. They partnered with Washtenaw Community College and offered 2 distinct kinds of scholarships for our Ann Arbor Public Schools alumni and graduating seniors from class of 2019. They offered full ride scholarships, and they also offered what they called finish line scholarships, which were designed for alumni of Ann Arbor Public Schools who wanted to finish their work at Washtenaw Community College. So the recipients were D.K. Lynn Brand, Miguel Cisneros. You'll see a picture in here of all of them who were able to come. Yasmin Guadalupe, Michael Kelly, Diego Morales, Eric Nordman, Mackenzie Smith, Abdul Kazito, Latitude Brown, Andrew Waddles, Ashley Lawrence, Kawan Long, Jason Massey, Jeannie Rodriguez, Jean Valenzuela Sanchez, and Muzamil Riaz. I just have to share with you 3 highlights. One is Abdul Kazito. Trustees, you recall that he was the winner of the Optimist Oratory Award. He was also one of our representatives at the Superintendent State of the Schools in the spring. Here he is right here in this photo. Abdul could have chosen any place to attend school in the state of Michigan and practically in the country. He's an incredibly intelligent and gifted and talented young man. He chose, because of the family situation, to go to Washtenaw, but I want you to know he's now attending Washtenaw on a full ride 2-year scholarship. He will be transferring next year, and you just watch this young man because he's going to achieve great things in this world. Secondly, I was delighted with a young lady, 2012 graduate. She goes by Lat. Her name is Latitude. Here she is. And she's a 2012 community graduate. She is the winner of a Finish Line scholarship that will carry her through the remainder of her associates at Washtenaw, and she's getting it in computer science and already making her plans for a transition to higher ed in computer science and programming study. She is deeply passionate about that field. If you pause for 2 seconds, she'll tell you all about it. This young lady's going to be a winner. One of the most impressive stories of the day on Monday was a 1980 graduate named Eric, and I'm not sure I have the last name right, Nord, I believe it is. And Eric was a 1980 Huron graduate, and he has been working in the field of auto mechanic as an auto mechanic, and recognized that the field was changing so dramatically. The way he illustrated it was by saying that the cars he worked on in Huron Auto Shop in 1980, there's none of those cars, nothing of that represented left. And so he's transitioning to a new career as an auto adjuster, working for insurance companies. He was the proud recipient of a Finish Line scholarship. He will finish his work at Washtenaw next year and plans to transition into the insurance field within a year. I just want to give a huge shout out to Ann Arbor Kiwanis, $72,000. And that goes a long way at Washtenaw Community College. Dr. Rose Belanca, the head, Mr. Phil Snyder of their foundation, and I just had an extraordinary day congratulating all of these amazing winners. Now, it is a completely different approach. You will remember before they gave $1,200 to $1,500 scholarships to our students who were going all over the country. So this is a different approach, and they've openly said that they'll be considering whether they continue with this. I just couldn't wait to share and update you on it, however. So we congratulate all of the scholarship award winners. On November 5th, we have a question before the community. Several of our speakers have referenced it this evening. It is our 2019 bond. We are all familiar that our current capital revenue has paid out its last payments in 2018. And so it is the natural time for the community to consider this question. It would upgrade school facilities and sites, enhance existing building security, and provide sustainable learning environments throughout the district. I want to thank each and every parent and student and all of our community members, staff members who've shown up for one of the meetings. We've hosted more than 50 meetings, the majority of them in each school location. I want to give a big shout out to the members of our team that have been on ongoing duty. We do have a community tour also in progress at this time, and you can see those dates on our website. It's on a flyer that looks like this. So I want to commend our community. I always know that they will do their research, they will go on our website, they will ask their questions. Please continue to do that. There are more events coming up tomorrow evening at the Ann Arbor District Library. Mr. Laudzana and I will be there along with Mr. Cluley to share at the Ann Arbor District Library downtown from beginning at 7 p.m. We know that a lot of folks are busy running their children to events. They don't have time to go to meetings. So Mr. Cluley and members of our team are hosting with me an Ann Arbor Facebook Live event. That comes up on October 30th at 12 noon. And I understand that it will also be available for playback at other times following that event. So we invite folks to engage that way. And then Friday, November 1st, we'll be at Westerman Preschool Center at 8:30 in the morning as well. Again, we are so very grateful for the serious thinking and reflection and inquiry that is occurring. We are here to answer your questions and be as transparent as possible. There is more information on our website than I believe anybody could get through in the week that's remaining. A full book published on each and every one of our schools, exactly what it needs and what year the systems in that school will extend to and how much it will cost each and every year of the 30 years. We are committed to an annual report that will articulate exactly everything that has been spent and what it's been spent on, and a reminder to our community that every single purchase above the state requirement of $20,000 comes to public presentation by our team and public approval by the board, and every one of those expenses is documented on our board docs tool, can be seen by any member of the public. We did have a reference to the sinking fund. We are so grateful to our community for their support of the sinking fund in 2017 in May. Beginning in July 1 of 2017, that first payment of the sinking fund from 2017, July 1, all the way to December 31st of 2019, those 2 years, every single expense is there, clearly noted for the world to see. We have invested $60 million directly into our 34 buildings and our 32 schools. A lot of that is not things your eye maybe would notice because it's heating systems, boilers, chillers, electrical systems, plumbing. It's all those beautiful filtered, for lead and water filtered hydration stations. It's many needed repairs that we've completed over the past 2 years. We knew that sinking fund was a start, and we knew that the bond would be the next step. So again, we thank the community for your engagement. We are confident that as we narrow into November 5th, our community will consider, and we appreciate their thoughtful consideration of this endeavor. Trustees, you have not seen the district video because it is being debuted today. And we will get this out to all of our locations pronto, and maybe Mr. Cluley already snuck it out. I'm not sure. I noticed that look on your face. That's good. That's fine. But here is our video. We'll be sharing that widely. When you come to a meeting, though, we actually will be in conversation with you. We don't just play the video. We go through every question that our folks have when they come. And with that, thank you for the opportunity to share the superintendent's report. I do appreciate that the teachers attended this evening. I know that they're the busiest people in the world and they needed to move on to their homes, but I am never more proud than I am to serve as a superintendent of schools in the Ann Arbor Public Schools. And with that, Mr. Cluley. Hello, It's a great day in the Ann Arbor Public Schools. On November 5th, you will be asked to vote on a bond proposal to renew and restore our 32 schools. Our schools currently average 63 years of age, with 5 schools about to turn 100. Most of our campuses built in the post-war years, and our most recent building, Skyline High School, constructed just over a decade ago. This bond program has been developed and driven by a vision shared by many within our Ann Arbor community to transform the student learning experience with environmentally friendly, sustainable school facilities in every neighborhood. Featuring schools and classrooms designed to support quality educational experiences, as well as the health, safety, and well-being of our students and staff. I'm here today in the new STEAM Lab Maker Space at Pattongill Elementary. This is an example of the type of work that we hope to accomplish, transforming the educational experience in the Ann Arbor Public Schools with exciting, innovative, hands-on learning. This bond proposal supports our continued progress toward 4 goals. Teaching and learning to continue the long tradition of academic excellence in the AAPS. Health, safety, and well-being with a focus on development of the whole child. Sustainability and environmentally responsible infrastructure to create resilient schools that conserve energy and reduce our carbon footprint. Effective and efficient support services to continue on-schedule replacement and renewal of technology, buses, and school furniture. Over the next few minutes, we'd like to provide information on this bond proposal and then explain the changes and improvements you can expect to see in your neighborhood school should the bond be approved. Detailed information is also available on our website at a2schools.org.
Studies show that there are ideal learning conditions for students related to temperature, lighting, the quality of air they breathe, and background noise. We know that our buildings currently fail to provide these conditions frequently, with high or low temperatures, old fluorescent lights, a lack of air circulation, and mechanical equipment that can make it hard to hear in many classrooms. Concerns about the classroom experience and the overall health of our aging buildings led the school board in 2017 hiring an outside consultant to do an assessment of the condition of our buildings. That study, conducted last year by EMG, determined our schools were overall in good to fair condition, with adequate maintenance over the past few years. However, EMG also determined that without substantial upfront investment, many of the schools fall into the poor rating within a few years. For the district's buildings to remain in the good condition, EMG determined an investment of over $823 million would be required over the next 20 years. Additionally, a review of housing growth and development within the city indicates an estimated enrollment increase of approximately 1,250 students within the next 5 years. The cost to prepare for this growth and provide funding for continued refreshes of technology, musical instruments, buses, furniture, and other items not included in the facilities condition assessment is a total of $618 million over the next 20 years. Over the last 3 years, the Ann Arbor Public Schools have spent nearly $60 million on facility upgrades, such as additions, roofing, paving, and playgrounds, all thanks to voters approving the sinking fund millage in 2017. The facilities assessment, however, highlights expenses that surpass the funds raised by the sinking fund alone. Combining the 2019 bond proposal of $1 billion with the remaining years on the current sinking fund plus anticipated renewals at the current rate, would raise the $1.4 billion outlined in the Facilities Condition Assessment and other identified improvements. So what changes will we see in our neighborhood schools? The 2019 bond would fund upgrades in all schools across the district within the first 6 years. This includes air conditioning, solar power, and LED lighting. Media center renovations, new STEAM labs in elementary schools, collaboration spaces, and outdoor classrooms. To promote the safety and development of the whole child, cooking kitchens, cafeteria renovations, and improved secure entries will also be included within the first 6 years. Additionally, 2 new schools will be built initially to provide space for students, as work in many schools is anticipated to take longer than 1 summer. Each school community will have the opportunity to be engaged in the design process for their neighborhood school. The additional $1.65 million increase over the 2019 debt levy will increase taxes $19 a month for the average home with a taxable value of $138,000. Even with this increase, homeowners within the Ann Arbor Public Schools District would have the lowest school debt millage rate in Washtenaw County, less than half the average rate of our county's school districts. Surrounding districts such as Dexter, Saline, and Whitmore Lake have all launched voter-supported facility upgrades in recent years. This locally supported facility work comes as Michigan is one of only 12 states not to provide dedicated funding to support school capital projects. To learn more about the 2019 bond proposal, please see our a2schools.org website for detailed information, frequently asked questions, and a list of upcoming informational meetings.
In the Ann Arbor Public Schools, we all benefit from generations of investment by our community that has long valued education. You can see this commitment to public education in the 32 schools that are serving our students today. Now we have a great opportunity together to carry forward Ann Arbor's long-lasting investment in our public schools. Please vote on November 5th, and thank you for supporting our more than 18,000 current students and the generations of students to come through the doors of our Ann Arbor Public Schools. Thank you, Mr. Cluley and Mr. Nadeau.